What we're going to do today is we're going to cover the fuselage. So the first thing, we've already sanded it down. We're going to wipe all the dust off of it. We're going to treat it with hairspray, and then we're going to sand it again, and then we're going to wipe it down and tack rag it, and that'll make it nice and smooth to where the monocoat will stick really well. After that, we'll start working. We're going to end up using a bunch of scraps because we don't have a lot of monocoat left, and since the pieces aren't big enough to cover the whole thing, we'll just start at the back and work our way forward, and then the overlaps will be from front to back, so you know that's going with the airflow, so they won't open up in flight. So that's kind of that's the plan today. So this is a good stopping point. There's a little bit of work we've done so far. So we covered the top section. We left this. That's going to be glued. So there's no reason to put any monocoat there. And this is covered by the wing, so no problem there. Then we've got this front piece and the hatch. Now, one thing, kind of zoom in a little bit. You can see I've kind of come around the corners, because what we're going to do is the places where we need to, we're going to come up with the sides and come around the corners and then cut at about about halfway around the corner. So you've got a 90-degree corner and about 45 degrees we'll cut, which will put the seam in the middle of the corner. And what that does, it makes the seam really hard to see. So when we cover this, we will probably cover the bottom first in one piece, and then we'll cover the bottom first in one piece, and we'll cover the sides. So we did run out of monocoat, so we got a new piece of we've got a new roll of monocoat. So we're going to roll out and then basically cut a strip that's about a little wider than the width of the fuselage. Lay it out on the fuselage, and then we're going to basically iron it on and tighten it up. So we should get the fuselage covered today. Now, we did have a problem with the battery hatch. You can see it's kind of come apart on us. We're going to fix that after we do the monocoat. We'll put it in place, put some glue on it, and then once it's set, we'll take it out and then do something to reinforce it. So we'll get that fixed too. All right, what we're going to do here is we're going to trim these, so we trim just enough to go around the corner so we have overlap when we put the sides on. So we'll basically go that way, and then we go the other way. Like I said, I'm kind of using the side here as the guide, because that means it'll wrap. Let's see, I kind of slipped it. So we use the side as the guide, and the idea is by putting the seams in the corners, they won't be that visible. Like I said, we do the side, so the side is a guide, so it wraps around the side. Now we went a little too far here, but that's easily fixed. We can just make a quick cut, take it right off. You can see it's a nice straight cut, so we're actually using the side as a nice straight cut. And then basically we finish it by taking the iron and working it around the corner, just to make sure it's nice and glued down and shrunk up like it should be. All right, so we got it covered. We've pulled most of the wrinkles out of it. There's a couple back here, I can get those out, but it's pretty clean. Yeah, I see a little piece of, that comes right off. Anyway, you can see we did pretty good. Can't really see the seams. It's all nice and tight around the open sections. So pretty good job. So we've cut out some decals, and we're going to go ahead and apply these. This is kind of how it'll look. What we're going to do is we're going to put them on one piece at a time. We actually spray it with some glass cleaner, and then you pull the backing off of here. You lay it in place, kind of work it where you want, and then you can use the paper towels working from the center out to squeegee all the water out. And what that'll do is you won't have any bubbles or wrinkles that way. So that's kind of the plan here. Okay, so you can see we've got the fuselage all covered, most all the wrinkles pulled out of it. We put on the decals. We still have one more decal that's going to go across the nose here, but we need to fix this piece that keeps breaking for the battery hatch access, which we're going to put back together before we put this thing away. But we've put the decals on the vertical stabilizer, and you can see both sides. And we actually read ahead in the instructions, so once we get this working, all this stuff squared away, we're going to put the horizontal stabilizer and elevator on the airplane, and then also the rudder on the airplane. And then there's dowels in holes here. We'll be able to find them. So there's the ones in the back, and ones in the front are up here. We'll find them. So dowels go in there. We'll put those in, and then the landing gear goes on, and after that, then the real fun begins. We start installing the radio and all the linkages and the motor and the ESC, and we'll be ready to go.